Hi guys, welcome to ANIMEized. This is the English translated version of the novel Throneofseal. The novel differs slightly from the Chinese animation or donghua. If you want more of these videos, please smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Enjoy and have a blessed day.
I hope my entanglement during this time didn't cause you trouble. I just hope you're well. Thank you for letting me say so much. I'm leaving. Even though you're harsh with me, I know, it's because I'm not good. In my heart, you'll always be a pure and flawless little white flower. Goodbye. I love you. Even though many days have passed, Ling still vividly remembers that scene, Xian walking out of the gate, suddenly turning back, shouting those 3 words, then turning and running away. That hasty escape filled with a strong sense of satisfaction for the first time stirred something in Ling's heart. Hey, what are you thinking? You're lost in thought. You can't really like that bald priest, can you? Yang teased. Who likes him? Ling said without patience. Yang chuckled and said, Exactly, he's not even worthy of our little princess. Those pursuing you could almost form a line from here to the city gate. He's not at all gentle, and doesn't know how to be attentive. Bringing snacks every day was my idea, by the way. By the way, what about those dried fish he brought before? Leaving? If you won't eat them, don't waste them. Give them to me, just like before, I'll happily eat them for you. Ling gave her a disdainful look and said, Sister Wei Yang, you're too naughty. Clearly, those are snacks you wanted, yet you blame it on me. Do you want them so that no one else buys them for you? Yang suddenly sighed and said, Are you curious why I helped that bald priest get close to you? Why before I helped you drive away those suitors? Ling nodded unconsciously. Yang continued, Because I'm interested in their captain. I really want to meet him again, and have a conversation with him, so I try to get close to people around him, to understand him. He inherited the ancestral divine sword, and I'm curious about what kind of person he is. But whether it's Lin Xin or the bald priest, they refuse to say much. They only say their captain has always been in seclusion. I haven't been successful. Ling, I used you, sister, do you blame me? But Lin Xin and Xian aren't bad people. It's good to be ordinary friends. Ling said. If he's in seclusion, can't you directly approach him? Why involve me? There was a hint of anger in her words and a bit of embarrassment. Yang smiled bitterly and said, Because my confidence has disappeared. I still vividly remember the scene that day. A man's eyes could be so clear. You're not falling for him, are you? Ling exclaimed. Yang nodded without concealing it, saying, Yes, I have feelings, but I'm afraid I don't even have a chance. Lin Xin told me that he already has a confidant, who is their vice captain. Ling said. So what? They're not married. With my sister Wei Yang's 36 strategies, it's easy to win him over, right? Yang shook her head and said, Impossible. I have a strong feeling that this man is not someone I can manipulate. And I don't like him. When I say I have feelings, it's more of a curiosity. Also, through our interactions during this period, you should have felt that both Lin Xin and Xian are extremely outstanding. Among the younger generation of the Alliance, they are top elites. I don't know Xian very well yet, but I've known Lin Xin for a long time. His grandfather is the Vice Temple Lord of the Magic Temple, and he himself is the most outstanding young alchemist of his generation. Now, he's even a demon hunter. I secretly investigated his cultivation, and it has reached the 6th rank. But even so, I don't know if you've noticed, every time I mention their captain Longhaochen in front of them, their expressions immediately change, filled with reverence. Yes, it's reverence. They haven't been demon hunters for long, which means Longhaochen's age should be similar to theirs. But even so, he can make 2 elite members of the younger generation of the Alliance feel reverence. It's conceivable how outstanding Longhaochen is, so my curiosity about him is growing stronger. Honestly, every time I recall the look in his eyes when he raised the divine sword, I feel a sense of self-shame and inferiority, as if I'm not worthy of him. After saying so much in one breath, Ling, as a listener, was already stunned. She knew how proud Yang was deep down, but even such a proud Yang would feel ashamed in front of a man. How unbelievable. Sister Wei Yang, do you think they can come back alive? Ling asked in a low voice. Yang shook her head gently. I don't know either. Ling frowned slightly and said, Didn't you say they are very powerful, and there's that mysterious captain? That person does seem quite extraordinary. Yang said. Having strong individual strength is a double-edged sword. Precisely because of their strength, the missions they choose to undertake are definitely not ordinary. Lin Xin is just in his early 20s. If the others are around the same age, then their entire team should be under 25. But Lin Xin told me that they are already a martial-level demon hunting squad. This means that their overall strength surpasses the 6th rank, and the missions they undertake are also at the martial level. For some reason, after hearing Yang's words, Ling suddenly felt a bit uneasy in her heart. She blurted out, Sister Wei Yang, please don't eat the things that guy gave me anymore. I'll keep them for myself. Huh? Ye Wei-yan looked at her with surprise. Feng Ling, however, acted as if she didn't see it. I hope they all come back alive. The battlefield has been cleared, and after a brief rest, the 2 demon hunting squads have recovered somewhat. Especially the royal-level demon hunting squad, they looked a bit disheveled. Hello, I am Guardian Knight Tian Qing, Captain of Royal-Level Demon Hunting Squad number 17. Thank you for your assistance. Mithril Silver Knight has already taken off his helmet, revealing a somewhat weathered yet resolute face. He appears to be around 35 or 36 years old, with broad and powerful palms. Longhaochen extends his hand to shake with him, using polite language. Hello, we are the Martial Level number 64 Demon Hunting Squad, and I am Captain Longhaochen. It is an honor to fight alongside you. Martial Level? Tian Qing's expression freezes. Brother, you're not joking, are you? In the midst of the conversation, Longhaochen has already lifted the cloak on his head and pulled down the veil that shields against the sand. Seeing his handsome and youthful face, Tian Qing is momentarily speechless. Not only him, but also his teammates are the same. The powerful strength Longhaochen demonstrated during the outbreak just now left them in extreme shock. The only thing that puzzles them is why Longhaochen didn't wear the Mithril Foundation battle armor for the battle. With his strength to severely wound an 8th rank Yiksha demon with 2 swords, he should have no problem becoming a Mithril Silver Knight, unless he has better equipment choices for himself. This is really unexpected. You're unexpectedly so young. But anyway, I represent myself and my companions, and sincerely thank you for your timely rescue. If you hadn't appeared in time, we might have been in a difficult situation today. Longhaochen asked with a slight doubt. Senior, with the strength of your squad, dealing with 2 Yiksha demons shouldn't be difficult. How did it happen? The demon hunting squad's leap from martial level to royal level is definitely a qualitative leap. Not only do they have to pay 1,000,000 merits, but every member must also advance to the 7th rank in cultivation. Being willing to pay so many merits undoubtedly proves that this demon hunting squad already has sufficiently powerful equipment. Although it's only the 7th rank, a demon hunting squad composed entirely of 7th rank experts also has excellent equipment. Dealing with 2 8th rank demons is not difficult at all, especially since Yiksha demons don't have the inheritance of a demon god. As for those lower tier Yiksha demons, it goes without saying that we can see from Longhaochen's previous battles. Tian Qing smiles bitterly and says, Don't mention it. This time, it's really unfortunate. Our original mission was to enter the Great Yiksha city and kill 2 8th ranked Yiksha leaders. But who would have thought that we would be ambushed by a group of demon hunting squads while ambushing the Yiksha leaders? Although we severely injured the opponents, we also suffered great consumption ourselves. 4 out of 6 of us were injured, and our spiritual power was greatly depleted. Although we recovered somewhat with the help of medicine, the Yiksha demons surrounded us at that moment. We barely managed to break through the encirclement, but we couldn't shake them off due to those annoying spore demons in the sky. You know the rest of the story. Anti-demon hunting squads? What is that? Longhaochen asked in confusion. Tian Qing explained. To be precise, it is somewhat similar to our demon hunting squads. It is a new organization established by the demons specifically to deal with us. It was established for a little over a year. As the strength of the alliance has grown, the combat strength of our demon hunting squads has been consistently increasing. The demons have become increasingly aware of the damage we can do to them. They've had to take measures to deal with us. Anti-demon hunting squads are one such measure. They are known as anti-demon hunting squads, selected from elite demons. Each anti-demon hunting squad is composed of 10 members, with the leader, the captain, being an 8th ranked expert. Some of the strongest squads have captains from the Dragon Demon, Moon Demon, and Star Demon races. The overall strength of the members is all above the 7th rank. Some particularly powerful anti-demon hunting squads are even composed entirely of 9th ranked demon experts. We are currently investigating the specific classifications of anti-demon hunting squads. The reason why our demon hunting squads dare to undertake various missions in demon territory is mainly due to the disunity among the demons. Anti-demon hunting squads can venture into our alliance territory. They don't dare to. After all, the appearance and aura of demons are vastly different from humans. And higher-tier demons in human form are few in number. They don't dare to take the risk. Therefore, these anti-demon hunting squads focus all their efforts on dealing with us within demon territory. Over the past year or so, at least 10 demon hunting squads have fallen victim to them. We almost suffered a big loss this time. Longhaochen takes a deep breath and says, How many groups of anti-demon hunting squads are there now? Do you know? Tian Qing replies. According to the information we've received, there were about 100 anti-demon hunting squads when they were first established, directly commanded by the Demon God Emperor. They only follow the commands of the Demon God Emperor. In the future, you must be careful when operating within demon territory. These anti-demon hunting squads are not easy to deal with. Some of them even have powerful equipment. Although they are modeled after our demon hunting squads, the demons have their natural advantages. Higher tier demons don't need much cultivation to have strength above the 7th rank. Longhaochen says. In that case, we need to leave here quickly. The scattered Yiksha demons who escaped will surely reveal our whereabouts to the anti-demon hunting squads. Tian Qing nods and says, exactly, so follow us to the nearest demon hunting squad headquarters. Longhaochen hesitates for a moment and says, isn't this against the rules? We don't have the right to enter the headquarters at our level. The so-called headquarters is a series of secret bases for demon hunting squads within demon territory, specifically for the rest and resupply of royal level and above demon hunting squads. It's not discrimination against lower-level demon hunting squads, but rather because lower-level squads typically handle less challenging missions. Establishing these bases within demon territory has consumed a significant amount of the Alliance's manpower, resources, and effort. Hence, they are naturally prioritized for use by powerful demon hunting squads. For example, the nemesis of Demon God Demon Hunting Squad, hidden in the heart of the Demon City, is situated within one of these headquarters in the heart of the Demon City. Despite an extensive search ordered by the Demon God Emperor, they were unable to locate this headquarters. This goes to show the immense power and significance of these headquarters. Tian Qing pats Longhaochen on the shoulder and says, stop saying those formalities. Rules are dead, people are alive. Do you really think the headquarters is off-limits to commander-level, marshal-level demon hunting squads? As long as there's a team led by royal level or above, there's no problem. Let's go. The nearest headquarters is in the Great Yiksha City, and aren't they pursuing us? We'll turn the tables on them and go back. That's the plan. I can't bear this. Once we've rested, we'll stir up a storm in the Great Yiksha City. As he speaks, the eyes of this powerful mithril silver knight are already gleaming. Those who become royal-level demon hunters have all come through continuous battles with demons. Without a tough character, how could they have progressed so far? Their hands have been stained with the blood of many demon experts. Tian Qing and his team are obviously very familiar with the nearby terrain. Under his leadership, the 2 demon hunting squads take a large detour, taking an entire day to reach their destination, the Great Yiksha City, at full speed. Unlike Longhaochen and his team, who disguise themselves as moon demons, the Royal Level 17th Demon Hunting Squad has their own methods. They used something called the illusionary gemstone, which actually allowed them to transform into the appearance of Yiksha demons. They entered the Great Yiksha City together, with Longhaochen and his group. The Great Yiksha City seemed a bit chaotic, and the city defense was not tight. At least there was no inspection of Longhaochen and his team. They were allowed to enter the city. Tian Qing told Longhaochen that the illusionary gemstone, supported by spiritual power, can transform into stored illusions. Storing illusions, however, is a somewhat troublesome process. But within demon territory, it is a necessary treasure for powerful demon hunting squads. Longhaochen and his group have just reached the martial level, and have not encountered such a thing before. Although the Great Yiksha City is the capital of the Yiksha province, it is not very large. Like most demon cities, it appears somewhat run down. Tian Qing took Longhaochen and his group to a restaurant run by humans, and went directly into the kitchen. What happened next truly amazed Longhaochen and his team. The entire kitchen moved as a whole, revealing an entrance to an underground passage. The 13 people entered in a line, and the kitchen above closed seamlessly. What surprised Longhaochen even more was that, when the upper entrance closed, with his powerful perception, he couldn't sense anything outside. In other words, the cave entrance had the ability to completely block external investigations. Moreover, when they just entered the cave, Longhaochen saw that as the kitchen moved, the ground at the entrance was over a meter thick. Undoubtedly, there were precious special metals inside, possibly even engraved with magical arrays. It's worth noting that the Great Yiksha City is not a significant stronghold within the demon territory. Investing so much in such a headquarters suggests why demon hunting squads thrive within demon territory. On both sides of the passage, there are special crystals that emit light spontaneously. Furthermore, there is a well-functioning ventilation system here. It doesn't feel stuffy at all, going straight down. It descends nearly 30 meters underground before leveling out horizontally. After moving forward another 20 meters, small rooms start appearing on both sides. Each room is simple in decoration, with a bed and a set of table and chairs. There are about 20 rooms in the entire passage, sufficient to accommodate 3 demon hunting squads for rest. However, at this moment, there is no one inside. There is also a dedicated warehouse inside, storing a large quantity of food and clean drinking water. Let's rest for a while, Long brother, let's have a chat, Tian Qing said to Longhaochen. Longhaochen nodded. The 2 entered a room inside. The others naturally went to find their own rooms to rest. Tian Qing invited Longhaochen to sit down and said, currently, there are only our 2 demon hunting squads here. I won't say words of gratitude anymore. This sentiment will be forever engraved in the hearts of all members of our Royal Level 17th Demon Hunting Squad. Also, don't call me senior or anything like that. Let's just address each other by our names. Tian Qing's personality is very straightforward, yet he didn't inquire about Longhaochen and his team's ages or the Secret technique used to kill the 8th rank Yiksha leader. Each demon hunting squad has its own secrets, even if they are comrades. It's not good to inquire about other people's secrets. Alright. Longhaochen also agreed. Tian Qing said in a deep voice. This time we can say that we suffered a big loss, and we almost lost our lives here. I'm very unwilling. However, this time the Yiksha clan was also heavily damaged by you, especially since one Yiksha leader died. This has a significant impact on the Great Yiksha city. It will inevitably cause changes in the entire Yiksha clan. I estimate that more anti-demon hunting squads will come here to track our traces. I have an idea. Let's discuss it, and see if it's feasible. Longhaochen said. Tian Qing, please go ahead. Tian Qing continued. What mission are you here to carry out in the demon territory this time? My plan might require a considerable amount of time to complete. If your mission is urgent, you can leave after resting here. Our headquarters has 2 passages that lead directly outside the city. You can leave the city directly. Longhaochen said. We don't have any urgent missions. We entered the demon territory after accepting some killing missions. Speaking of which, we have to thank you. One of our missions was to hunt and kill 100 Yiksha demons, and now it's been completed ahead of schedule. Tian Qing said. In that case, it's not a problem. Those anti-demon hunting squads want to eliminate us, right? And they've already caused us so many losses. If we don't retaliate against them, won't it make the demon race arrogant? Since there will definitely be anti-demon hunting squads coming here to investigate our traces, then we will. While saying this, his eyes were already filled with a stern look, and his right hand swiped through the air, creating a sharp sound as if tearing through the air. Ambush anti-demon hunting squads? Longhaochen asked. Tian Qing nodded. In the Great Yiksha city, we have our informants from the headquarters, but before the ambush, we must lie low for some time, at least for more than half a month. To numb those anti-demon hunting squads. If I remember correctly, many of your martial-level killing missions are against 7th-rank demons. Anti-demon hunting squads are mainly composed of 7th-rank demons from the top 10 demon races. In this case, it's equivalent to you carrying out missions. What do you think? Are you interested? It's very dangerous. Think it over before answering me. Once confirmed, we'll start making arrangements. Longhaochen, however, said without hesitation. Good, we'll cooperate with your actions. Tian Qing looked at him with some surprise. Longhaochen smiled slightly and said, I won't hide it from you. This time we came into the demon territory after accepting 16 killing missions. Dealing with anti-demon hunting squads here is certainly stronger than infiltrating the demon capital to kill them. After all, the high-ranking members of Moon Demon, Star Demon, and Demon Clan only operate within the Heart City. Our targets include them. If we can accomplish it here, it would be the best. Moreover, there is also your cooperation. Tian Qing looked at him in astonishment. 16 killing missions? You really dare to take them, without the support of the headquarters? Do you plan to stay in the demon territory? Indeed, how bold people can be, and how vast the land can be. No wonder you are so powerful at such a young age. Longhaochen chuckled and said, Since we are going to ambush anti-demon hunting squads, reconnaissance is crucial. Can the informants here accomplish that? Tian Qing nodded and said, You can rest assured about this. Although the establishment of the headquarters required significant investment, the help it provides to us is also immense. The informants here are humans, integrated into the demon society, and it's a group of people. Every once in a while, they send us information, which is enough for us to make judgments. Of course, we can't ambush all anti-demon hunting squads. So we must lie low for a while, wait until the number of anti-demon hunting squads here decreases to a certain extent, and then find an opportunity. Rest assured, with the lessons learned from this time, we will be even more cautious, and we won't give them another chance. After the plan was set, both demon hunting squads stayed here, healing their injuries and recovering. After Longhaochen's powerful outbreak, he weakened for a full 7 days, only fully recovering then. It shows how intense the potential activation is when truly fused with Hao Yu. However, this overdraft-style activation is not only unsustainable, but also comes with significant side effects. Yating was also weak for a long time, only recovering around the 5th day. But she also conveyed a message to Longhaochen. The divine sword hymn of the goddess of light can fully accommodate her integration, and there is even a terrifying situation where it might absorb her to become a fixed sword spirit. Yating was somewhat fearful. If her strength weren't formidable enough, she probably couldn't have separated. If she truly merges completely with the hymn of the goddess of light, undoubtedly, the true appearance of this divine sword would reappear. But in doing so, Longhaochen would lose Yating, and at the same time, with his current strength, he would be far from controlling the true hymn of the goddess of light. Fortunately, Yating is not an ordinary light elemental elf, but has undergone 3 evolutions, and has been fused with the holy guiding spirit furnace. Her own intelligence and thinking abilities have greatly improved, and as long as she herself is unwilling, even the hymn of the goddess of light cannot forcibly absorb her as a sword spirit. Over the 7 days, there were continuous reports from outside, and Tian Qing shared everything openly with Longhaochen. To their inexplicable surprise, the great Yiksha city suddenly became lively. According to the Informants' reports, at least 7 or 8 groups of demon powerhouses similar to anti-demon hunting squads were discovered. With the strength of their 2 demon hunting squads, dealing with 1 anti-demon hunting squad was no problem at all. Even dealing with 2 squads had a chance if they fought carefully. Their chances of winning were higher. But if faced with 3 anti-demon hunting squads, especially if they were entangled by the enemy, and the enemy could potentially call for reinforcements, they would undoubtedly face certain defeat. Longhaochen and his team were fine. No matter what, they had the Tower of Eternity as a retreat path. But Tian Qing's team didn't have that option. With Longhaochen's current cultivation, even if he wanted to bring them into the Tower of Eternity, he didn't have the capability. Moreover, it was better to keep the secret of the Tower of Eternity as much as possible. Therefore, the 2 demon hunting squads had no choice but to continue resting here, not daring to leave easily. The Yiksha clan mobilized a large number of personnel for a carpet-style search in the city, as if they had gone mad. This continued for 3 full days before gradually easing down. Fortunately, the headquarters was highly secretive, and the external disguise was well done, so they were not discovered. This also made Longhaochen increasingly aware of the importance of the headquarters to the demon hunting squad. Seated cross-legged on the bed, Longhaochen was completely immersed in the sea of light, since his awakening as a scion of light. His cultivation speed could be described as advancing at a rate of 1,000 miles in a day. Inside his chest, the golden and shiny spiritual sea was different from before. At this moment, the spiritual sea, roughly the size of an egg, emitted a gentle golden light. With each of Longhaochen's breaths, there was a clear sensation of inhaling light elements. The liquid spiritual power surrounding the spiritual sea spun like a galaxy around it. The extremely viscous liquid spiritual power seemed to move slowly, yet it was pure and condensed. Longhaochen's cultivation was already close to the 7th rank. But even if compared to an average 7th rank powerhouse in terms of spiritual power consumption, he would surely have the advantage. The reason was simple: Longhaochen's spiritual power was more refined and pure than theirs, so using the same skills, the consumption of spiritual power would naturally be much less. If it were an ordinary light-type professional, even if they could refine their spiritual power to this level, their cultivation speed would undoubtedly be greatly affected. Raising their cultivation would be extremely difficult. But Longhaochen felt that his spiritual power was increasing as easily as breathing. You see, over the past year of seclusion, if he hadn't spent much of his time leading his companions to practice aerial combat and various combat skills on the 2nd floor of the Tower of Eternity, as well as learning new skills from the Alliance after reaching the martial-level demon hunting squad, his cultivation would probably have already reached the bottleneck of the 6th rank. The reason Longhaochen didn't do that was because of accumulation. Through years of cultivation, Longhaochen discovered that when his cultivation reached a state of calm, the main difficulty in breaking through lay in the lack of sufficient accumulation. Breaking through to a higher rank in spiritual power required not only understanding and control of spiritual power, but also corresponding combat experience to complement it. After all, spiritual power can only circulate through constant use. Therefore, he was in no hurry to raise his cultivation to the peak of the 6th rank, but instead focused on continually accumulating. He believed that, in doing so, when he reached the bottleneck of the 6th rank and broke through to the 7th rank, it would surely be much easier. Gradually, the memories left by his father in his mind resurfaced. The transition from the 6th rank to the 7th rank is also a qualitative leap. The 6th rank involves condensing a spiritual sea, signifying a professional's transformation from an ordinary person to a powerhouse. After possessing a spiritual sea, can one sustain prolonged battles? The spiritual sea condenses in the chest, which is also the gathering place for our spiritual power. But how much spiritual power can we endure? Only 10,000. In other words, when the endurance of a spiritual sea reaches its limit, your cultivation cannot continue to advance. If you forcibly break this limit, it's likely to damage the spiritual sea, bringing about a destructive crisis for yourself. So, the process from the 6th rank to the 7th rank is no longer a breakthrough, but creation. How can one continue to enhance their strength? When the capacity of one spiritual sea has reached its limit, why not open up more spiritual seas?